After the 13th general election, the People's Tribunal was established to look into every aspect of the 13th general election. A report was issued on the 25th of March 2014. Now, two aspects of that report bear consideration. Firstly, the report touched on the matter of the Election Commission, and this is what they said, that it was an inescapable conclusion that the Election Commission was an instrument to ensure the continuity of the ruling party staying in power. On the matter of the boundaries drawn, the finding of the tribunal was this, that those boundaries and the anomalies, again, were with a view to ensuring that the ruling party stayed in power. Now, today, the Election Commission is about to kick off the delimitation exercise. In the studio with me today is Maria Chin Abdullah from Bersih to share with us her thoughts on this very, very important issue. Maria, welcome to Rakyat Times.
Thank you.
Now, last Friday, you spoke at a press conference, and I want to remind you of what you said. Firstly, you said you did not trust the Election Commission in the matter of this delimitation exercise, and that this is such an important exercise that the Rakyat must get fully involved in the process.
That's correct.
Now, could you share with the viewers, one, why you say you do not trust the EC to run this delimitation exercise?
I think mainly because I feel that the EC, given the track record, from the GE13, they have actually not proven to us that they can actually do the job.
Okay.
So one is actually the indelible ink. Up till now, there's no action, and we are still going through wondering what kind of ink that the EC is using. You
mean the indelible ink that turned out to be quite delible?
Yes, and edible.
And edible.
The other thing about the delineation, when the EC announced it, it wasn't out of sincerity. One is because we don't even know when we are going to get the maps.
Okay.
Okay. Because now I know that they have actually sent a letter to Tindak to say that they are not obliged to share the map until it's gazetted.
Which will be too late anyway by then.
Yeah. So by the time you gazette, there's no more time because we are limited by the 30 days.
When you say limited, limited to raise objections?
To raise objections,
okay.
Yes.
All right.
That's right. So we only have 30 days to raise the objection with no maps. We have to wait for the gazette, and then we have to mobilize 100 plus objectors.
Per constituency?
Per constituency, in order to make that objection. They have to actually look at the map, understand it, make sense out of it, go down to the ground to check whether the boundaries are cut correctly and whether this is what they want for their constituency. And so that is your 30 days, and there is definitely not enough time. And if the sincerity is there by the EC, that you want public participation, you want to correct the electoral system, then give us more time, give us the maps, digitize it, have it online so that everybody can have a look at the maps. We don't have to go scrambling from state to state to get the maps.
Now, help us understand, how crucial is this delimitation exercise that we are about to see launched? How crucial is it in the overall context of working towards free and fair elections? How important?
I think it's very important because the way in which if we let EC do whatever they want, it will mean that we are giving up on GE14. That means we are already accepting the results simply because of the way EC may delineate it according to how they want it, and we have already past experience that every time a delineation exercise happens, there is a landslide victory for the dominant party, which is Barisan Nasional. So if we do not, and most of the time the public are not involved in the delineation exercise. This time we are not stupid anymore. We have information, we are more prepared. We should take them on. And actually say that, you know, we want to have a say how many seats we want, where the boundaries are drawn, and to stop the malapportionment and gerrymandering.
Okay, now before we go to the second part of what you had said, i.e. that the Rakyat should get fully involved in this process, you did mention just now, Rakyat should be able to decide how many seats we want.
Yes.
I want to go back to another thing that you said at the press conference last Friday.
Right.
You, Wong Pang Yao and Ng from Tindak Malaysia were very categorical that there should not be any seat increase. One. And you went on to say that the opposition parties appear to be misguided in thinking that seat increases would be advantageous to them. Now, I want to add to this, Maria, because I have been receiving information from sources that tell me that the Pakatan parties in Selangor are at advanced stages of negotiation, and in fact may already have arrived at some sort of consensus or agreement on how the increased seats might be, inverted commas, allocated to the various parties. Now, could you first of all elaborate on what you said the other day, and then respond to the information I've just shared with you?
I think that the seat increase, like just now what I've said, you know, historically, every time they have a seat increase, it will mean a landslide victory for Barisan Nasional. And so therefore, if the opposition, Pakatan Rakyat, think that, you know, they can actually outsmart and win the additional seats, they are in for a big surprise, because that has not happened. But
wait a minute. To increase the seat numbers, say just take the parliamentary seats, currently 222.
222, yes.
Any increase would require a two-third majority in parliament, right?
Yes.
So BN by itself cannot move and increase.
Now, yes.
They would need the cooperation of the opposition parties.
Yeah.
Now, is there a risk of that happening from what you are hearing?
Of course there's a risk, because previously they have always held the two-third majority.
Yes.
It's only from 2008 where the seats actually, where they actually do not have that two-third anymore, and now they do need some parties to actually cross over to support them in the seat increase. Because seat increase means that you do need the two-third majority in the, and Barisan Nasional don't have the two-third. So they need a few MPs from the Pakatan Rakyat to actually say that yes, they agree with the seat increase, and then form the two-third majority. And that I think will be a dangerous move for the nation.
I'm hearing that that's already happening. That there are discussions ongoing between Pakatan, or some of the Pakatan parties, some of the BN parties, particularly UMNO and EC, to work this seat increase. And what the parties are doing is they are negotiating to look at party interests rather than the interests of the Rakyat. Have you been hearing anything like this? And if you have or you haven't, would you care to comment?
There has been this kind of rumors, definitely, but I feel that, you know, we should not let political parties decide, nor should we even allow EC to decide on seat increase and also the delineation. We, as the Rakyat, I think that if we want to make a difference in the next general election, 14, then we have to actually come forward and say that, you know, we have the information and we want to actually participate, and you can, because 100 objectors, I think, is not a problem to mobilize. We already have the forms, and we have thought of, Bersi has actually thought of a much simpler way. We don't even have to digitize the maps and all that. A simpler way for people to participate. And I think that together we can actually stop this delineation exercise, and we can actually stop this seat increase, because when the Rakyat actually gets united, we can do a lot.
Okay. We're about to run out of time.
Right.
Very quickly, Rakyat look to Bersih. We've had Bersih 1, Bersih 2, Bersih 3, demands for electoral reforms. On this important delimitation exercise, what must the Rakyat do?
I think they need to come on board and be the objectors, join us and be one of the 100 in your own constituency. Secondly is to actually go to your DUN, go to your members of parliament and say that you do not want seat increase because the seat increase will not actually benefit your constituency. And the other one is get more friends to be the 100. Maria,
I wish we had more time to discuss this very, very important issue. Right. I will quarrel with the producer to see if we can get more time the next time we have you on the set.
Okay.
Thank you very much for being with us.
Thank you.
We've had a very, very important issue presented to us, the delimitation, how we can improve the electoral process so that we might have a free and fair 14 GE. You may not agree with everything we've said here today, but that's okay. We'll agree to disagree. Until we meet again next time, thank you for viewing us.